Ji, Assalamu alaikum students. Hope you're doing well. So today we are going to talk about P3 May June 2025 paper. So before we start our P3 paper, I want to tell you one thing which is very important for any yearly P3 upcoming. And these things are actually, if you want to do any question in yearly past paper P3, so you have to follow this type of order exactly. Stay attentive. Those people who learn P3 from my side, so they know what I'm talking about actually. So look at the screen. Always do function questions firstly, then do trigonometry questions, then we will talk about log and exponential questions. So inshallah, then we have to do differentiation, integration. Similarly, you have to follow exactly this order. All right. So function with all types. All types means obviously we know that there are four different types of questions in function. So whenever you have any type of question in function, so you have to do first in function question, then you have to do trigonometry questions with type 1 and type 2. Those people who know that what is type 1 and what is type 2 who learned P3 from my side actually. So now let's move forward according to this order. So let's start with the first question, functions. Functions. Let's see how many functions questions in this P3. Anyway, I'll tell you one thing which is almost you will always get two questions on functions and trigonometry in P3 always. Alright, so let's get started our class without any wasting of time. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes. This is the question is related with function or not? Yes. Sorry, I have to fix that one. This is the question is actually related with functions. Alright, so f of x is available, g of x is available. Find the value of g of f of 1. So how can we find f of g of f of 1? Everyone knows first part is actually connected with your composite function g of f of 1. So let's figure out the value of f of 1 firstly. So what will be the value of f of 1? Sir, f of 1 is actually you have to put one value instead of x. 3 times here is x, you have to put one value instead of x. So what you will get? 2 divided by 3 plus 1, 4 means 1 over 2 answer. So what is the answer of f of 1? 1 by 2. Just substitute the value of f of 1 which is 1 by 2. So g of 1 by 2 means I have to go towards function g and then I need to substitute then I need to replace x with 1 by 2 actually. So what is actually it will become minus x is actually 1 by 2. Just substitute the value of x and then you will get the answer of g of 1 by 2. 4 minus 1 by 4. Take LCM bachcha log. 4 4 is 16 minus 1 over 4. So the answer will become 15 over 4. I don't think there is any issue with that, how it can work clearly. You can check this working. Very straightforward. This question is related with composite function actually. Let's move forward. Find the range of f. How to figure out the range of f? Everyone knows there are 4-step process to figure out the range of any function. 4 steps. What is the first step? First step is make graph quickly. How to make a graph of those type of function, बच्चा लोग? First find vertical asymptote. How to find vertical asymptote? Put denominator equal to 0 and find the value of x. And that x value is minus 1 by 3. How to find the horizontal asymptote? So horizontal, how to figure out horizontal asymptote, everyone knows. Just check the degree of numerator variable and denominator variable, which is equal. This variable has 1 power and this variable has also 1 power. So when the degree of numerator is equal to the degree of denominator, so how to figure out the horizontal asymptote? I hope you know that. Just take the coefficient, take the ratio of the coefficient of those numbers actually. 2/3. Take the ratio of those numbers, which is the coefficient of x actually. I don't think now there is an issue. That is our first step to making the graph of reciprocal function. All right, perfect. Now put the corner point. Everyone knows what is our corner point. This is not a part of domain, that is your domain. Corner point is 0. Please put the value of x is 0 into the function. So 2 times 0 over 3 times 0 plus 1. So the answer will become 0 over 1, which is 0. So when x is 0, then y is also 0. Same idea, same steps. Everyone can understand who learned P3 from my side, and I told you everything in notes clearly. Okay, how to make a graph of reciprocal function, horizontal asymptote, vertical asymptote, then put corner point of the domain. Now let's make a graph and figure out the range. So how to make a graph of reciprocal function? Beta, first you have to mark vertical asymptote, which is minus 1 by 3. Make a vertical line at minus 1 by 3. And horizontal asymptote is 2 by 3. Make a horizontal line at 2 by 3. Obviously this y value is positive 2 by 3. So that is our horizontal asymptote. That is y-axis, that is x-axis. So what type of graph is actually made? Let's check it. The point is 0, 0. That is the origin actually. So this type of graph will become, let's make a graph of reciprocal function. You know that asymptote are the lines which can never touch to the curve. Simple. The corner point is 0 actually. So that point is 0, 0. What is the domain of this function? Domain of this function is x greater than or equal to 0. What is the next step? I have to shade the part. So which part I need to shade? X greater than 0 means this part should I need to shade actually, bachcha log. X greater than or equal to 0 means I have to shade that part which is right side of the 0. Greater means 0 to right side. So just simply you have to shade. And let's figure out the range of only shaded part, this part. Range means everyone knows range are the range are the values of y. So range will become maximum value is, yes, but a maximum value of y is 2 by 3 and minimum is 0 actually. Just You have to talk about the range of only shaded part. The minimum value of y is 0 and the maximum value is 2 by 3. Two by three can never touch. 2 by 3 line can never touch to the graph. So do not try to put equal sign for this one. 0 is included or not. Y value is 0. What is the value of x at y equal to 0? X value is 0. X0 is included in the domain? Yes. If it is included, so obviously this will be also included. Do not try to put equal sign with this one. I'm gonna to zoom out, please check it. So that is your final answer. First find vertical asymptote, then you have to find horizontal asymptote, beta. Then put corner point of the domain, then you have to make a graph and then shade it and find the range of only shaded part. Alright, let's move forward. Find the F inverse function. Very easy part, beta. We know that how to find the inverse of function. There are only 3-step process. Be careful. First, replace fx with y. And then make x subject. How to make x subject? Just shift denominator into another side. And beta, you have to shift y inside the bracket. So it will become 3yx plus y. Then isolate x terms. And isolate y terms. Take x common, everyone knows. So it is going to be equal to 3y is going to be divided into another side. Very easy and straightforward. Ideas will remain same to finding the inverse of function. Alright, yes, perfect. Then next step, replace x with f inverse of y. Right side will remain same, then replace f inverse of y with f inverse of x and replace y with x actually. Please make sure your concept should be strong. Your concept should be strong, then you can do every question with me easily in P3. I told you this every idea in notes actually. So that is the answer of this question. Perfect. So whenever the question is finding the f inverse, so how many things you have to do, everyone knows? Find f inverse and find domain of f inverse. So let's figure out the domain of f inverse as well. So domain of f inverse will become bacha the range of, yes, everyone knows, whenever the question is find the domain of inverse function or range of inverse function, it is actually equal to the range of original function. So what is the domain of f inverse? I want to find domain of f inverse. It is actually equal to the range of original function. We know that the range of original function is this one. So it is actually will become the domain of inverse function. So that is the final answer. That is the complete answer of this question. Remember, bacha log, whenever the question is find f inverse, how many things you have to do? There are two things you have to do. The first one is find inverse. The second step is find the domain of f inverse. How to find the domain of f inverse? Always steps will remain same. Whenever you want to find the domain of f inverse, it will become actually range of original function. And we know that what is the range of original function we have already found from previous part. Range of original function is less than 2 by 3 and greater than or equal to 0 actually. So the range of original function will become the domain of f inverse function, and domain are the x values, not y values. Be careful. Next question is solve f inverse. F inverse function is this one, and fx so put it equal to each other and solve it. 2x divided by 3x plus 1 equal to minus x over 3x minus 2. So now what we can do, just cross multiply. So 2x will multiply with 3x minus 2, and minus x is going to multiply with 3x plus 1. Simply now you have to expand that one. So 2 3s are 6x square minus 2 2s are 4x minus 3x square minus x actually. Shift everything from the right to left side. So 6x square and 3x square, 9x minus 4x and plus x minus 3x. Take x common, bacha log. So what will be the term which is remain inside the bracket? 9x minus 3 equal to 0. The first bracket will be equal to 0 and the second bracket will be equal to 0. So 9x equal to 3 and x will be equal to 3 over 9, which is equal to 1 by 3. Solve means you have to figure out the values of x actually from this question. Clear, everyone? Can understand? Make sure your ideas should be strong, then you will be able to do these questions.